In this video, we're going to take a good look across the markets. We're going to focus in on the indexes over here, and we're going to take a look at what type of technical damage, if any, has been done and what we expect the next moves here should be over on the indexes. We'll look at the S&P 500. We'll also focus in on the Nasdaq, and we will have to stop in on the Russell, which is up over 1% today, and check in on that. The DXY continuing to sell off over here. Looks like it's resuming out of this bear flag over here. We will be looking at that. We'll check in on gold and silver. And lastly, and maybe most importantly, we'll take a strong look at Bitcoin to see what is next. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're not, welcome back. This is Jordan with Conquer Trading and Investing. If you're here now and you've been here before and you value the time and content, please go ahead and smash that like button and help the Google algorithm know what's going on over here. It does help me. It does help support the channel. I appreciate that. Equity markets continue to be very risky up here at these levels. Let's look at what's going on. And when you say risky, you could just look at what happened on Airbnb yesterday. People thought that the IPO price was too high, since traded up 100%. I would say that is some ridiculousness going on over here. However, let's take a look at the charts. Let's follow what's going on and let's see what we're able to put together. I said this morning, I'm going to say it again here on the S&P 500. Technically, nothing has been breached. Follow my mouse. Follow the horizontal crosshairs. You could see that little bit of a local support we have over there. We're still trading above that. Everything here looks fine. Look, that doesn't mean that you should look to go long here off of a resumption. I would not. I think equities here over this next week or two are extraordinarily risky. We'll see what develops then, and then we'll take it as it comes. Just be careful. That's all I'm trying to say over here. The Nasdaq, what about the Nasdaq is up 0.35% today? Does that look like it is looking good and bullish over here? The Nasdaq actually did do some technical damage, light technical damage. We were tracking over here. We had the channel over here. That was the resistance. When it broke, this all became the support. Once we broke down from here, that was the signal that things were not looking as well on the Nasdaq. But here's what I want you to focus on today. Here's what I want you to watch. Look over here, follow my mouse. Do you see this little bit of resistance that we have over here? I'm putting a line in there, and then I want you to focus on this line. Do you see this bright line over here? This was our prime trend line on the Nasdaq. Do you see that it was offering the most support in this area? Here again, it tested as support, broke. In this area, we have resistance and then again support. It's a big line. I'm just going to extend it for you. I want you to see where that ends up to give you a little bit of perspective of what we're looking at right now. And you can see that we are trading right now after the breakdown for the retest. A resumption down would be a sell signal here on the Nasdaq, and I think that would be the index to attack. You have the horizontal resistance right now. You have that trend line resistance. If we zoom off that, start making lower lows, might be time to take a look at taking a speculative position, short position on the Nasdaq. What about on the Russell? That's trading today up, right? It's trading up 1%. We said earlier in the session today that no technical damage had been done, that it actually just retraced and spiked off that last little bit of broken resistance, now holding as support. Look, I think if you extend this line up, you're definitely right now retesting a bit of resistance. Careful up here. Don't follow this move over here. Be very, very careful. That's all I want to add over here on the Russell. Indexes right here. They definitely look fragile. They look a little bit risky. But Jordan. Next year, 2021, we're going to have $315 billion of QE a month coming from the G10. Yep. I'm quite bullish on stocks, just not in this moment. What about the DXY? Let's take a look as the dollar over here is closing below. Let me come down to the 8-hour as this is tradable over here. You could see this over here. Let me clone that line for you just so you could see the clear bear flag that was forming over here. And you could see as I zoom out right there, that is a downtrend. That is a textbook bear flag. And then you could see us breaking down right now out of that. Watch for further extension downwards. Watch to see if we continue to resume down off of there. Or just, you also have horizontal resistance over here. This was support. We're trading right below it, closing below it right now. Watch out for that. You don't need to be in a rush, by the way. What do I mean by that? Tomorrow's Friday. We all know that. TGIF, it's Friday, right? Look over here. Look, you could wait here to see if we resume down. Probably we come towards the yearly low over there and then bounce up and then look for the retest and resumption down. If you don't get it, just stand aside. The market's always going to be there. There's always opportunity. If you're a little bit more picky about your timing, you're going to see much better results. What about, let's check in on gold over here, right? Gold this morning, we were looking as we were coming, this is where we were this morning during the live stream. What a beautiful session. If you missed it after this video, do go watch that. It was absolutely beautiful. The training session directly after, even better. That was absolute fire. Huge, huge, huge value there on psychology. Look over here. This morning we were saying, look, we're retesting this first bit of resistance, and then we still have one below. If we're rejected by either one of those, that's very bearish on the dollar. Watch right now. You haven't made a lower low. Watch in the sessions ahead. Let's see if we're able to stabilize in this little bit of noise over here, right? We might be able to stabilize there, or if we do start making those lows and resuming down, that would be a very bearish technical event in the near term for gold. Watch out for that. By the way, a lot of people are stuck on correlations. You see right now, first of all, that the dollar is trading down today. Gold also closing down today. And if you look, right, both gold and dollar are both in downtrends. Careful trading solely off correlations our own. Correlations exist until they don't. They don't always line up too strongly, and there are times they vary. Just be aware of that. What about Bitcoin over here? This is probably the thing that we want to focus on. Let me check in on silver really quick. You could see that silver is actually maintaining this bit of area of noise a little bit better. It's stabilizing a little bit better. I think that if we get a breakdown over here, 2330, very important. We might even hold that and resume off that. I actually think we would. So watch out for that. And if we don't, that brings up the gravy train. 2220 will be an interesting level to watch. Do want to focus in on Bitcoin though right now, and I want you to see this is like a lot of clarity. Speaking of Bitcoin though, we have right here, we have huge news today. It was Mass Mutual, right? I'll show you on the Wall Street Journal over here. Mass Mutual purchased $100 million of Bitcoin. Now it's an insurance company. They needed federal approval. It's pretty clear that we're seeing Wall Street move towards the direction of Bitcoin. This is enormously bullish, obviously. It is now adoption is just becoming mainstream right now. Here it is right now. Investment is the latest sign of mainstream of acceptance for this upstart digital currency. Yep, that's the way to run a startup over there, right? Bitcoin, bootstrapping it from the beginning. Nevertheless, hugely bullish news for Bitcoin. I don't know who's selling Bitcoin over here as price is sideways over here. Someone is selling, right? That's for sure. It's being bought up. There's a lot of people looking for Bitcoin. For sure, that supply is scarce. The amount of Bitcoin being mined monthly is already being taken up by Cash App. It's being taken up by when I say Cash App, Square, right? It's being taken up now by PayPal purchases, and then Grayscale. They can't even meet the amount of my Bitcoin can't even meet the demand. I don't know who's selling over here, but hold on to your Bitcoin. That's all I'm going to say. Nevertheless, on the chart alone, here's what I want to look at over here. This line over here, that trend line, is definitely in play. We're looking at it. That was resistance. When was that resistance? We were looking at that yesterday morning as we were trading into it, and I was like, watch out, folks. This could be where we come off. We've come off. We made a nice, so far, it looks like, a higher low. That's kind of bullish, but really we're just still within this consolidation pattern right over here. There's a lot of clarity on that, right? Breaking out over here, we got this trend line over here, Heath added over here, and then we got this trend line up there as well. That's a big one. Watch that area. That one goes back over here. You can see it connecting this point over here, this point over here. That comes from this prime trend line over here that has been cloned to give us these levels on the way up. You'll notice over here, and over here, I have more of them. They're light right now because they're not into play. If we start making higher highs, I will make this one darker as that comes in play. About 21,800 we'll be watching. Right now though, let me go ahead and just clean off my chart over here so we can see what's going on. I want you to focus on what's going on. Of course, this is the bigger picture right over here. We're looking for some type of resumption out of this to the upside. If that happens, we should take out new all-time highs and then probably put up about a 15-20% rally from over there. That's what I'll be expecting before looking for perhaps a little bit of selling. At the same time, if we break down over here from this trend line, be aware the first thing that's going to come into play is down here, 16,800. Again, that's one of our clone trend lines. If we lose that, then we're looking at a bigger drawdown, and it could be the 30% drawdown down towards this area over here, down towards 13,800, where we have another trend line support. We also have horizontal support. That's a big area. I would assume if that did happen, that would not last. We would see spikes off there. I don't think it would be very long lasting. Nevertheless, that's what's going on in the markets. Tomorrow's Friday. I love our Friday morning sessions. Greatly looking forward to that. I just want to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart. This community every day gets stronger and stronger, and it is an absolute joy. I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for you. Have a beautiful day.